hold on. Imagine this. You're a 20-something-year-old guy. You just had a few cocktails with an old friend, and you think you're going to take things, you know, to the next level. Now you're in the privacy of your own home sharing an intimate moment together when something goes painfully wrong.
3.5 years ago, I was living in the East Village and living a pretty normal mid-20s life, going out, meeting friends. An old friend of mine had come into town, who I hadn't seen for 7.5 years, and we had a prior romantic relationship. Nikki sent me a Facebook message, put a little smiley faces in there, and I kind of knew that we might be rekindling what we had. It all started pretty simple. We went out, had a couple drinks, and ended up back in my apartment. And things start happening, clothes come off, we start having sex, and you know, in the heat of the moment, there was a bit of an accident. It was an audible pop. Literally thousands of things went through my brain. Does this mean the end of my penis? Am I going to have to tell my parents? What do I tell my job? Do I go to the hospital? So I have broken bones, I have been in car accidents, I've fallen off of a horse, I've been dislodged from an ATV. Nothing compares to the pain that I went through with this. The crime scene was not pretty. It basically looked like someone had taken my penis and clubbed him over the head, and it kind of just like crooked, neck broken. By the time I had keeled back over off the bed and picked up the phone to call 911, Nikki was looking at me extremely confused, and I looked at her with the absolute most serious tone and said, I think I broke my penis.
All right, so that man is Ross Asdourian, and he is the author of the new book, Broken Bananah, with an H. Welcome, Ross. I have to tell you, you have my sympathy and my admiration for your willingness to put this story out there.
Thank you, thank you.
Can I just ask, because I asked my husband, would you watch a segment about a man who broke his penis, or would that be too graphic for you? And he said, I think I'd have to find out how he did it, right? I'd have to find out how, so I can avoid that.
I think that means that he would watch this. Is he watching it right now?
He's watching, yeah,
okay,
he's
good.
Definitely watching.
And he's getting the safety course.
And even watching that tape piece, all the women are laughing, and the men are like, in the audience, you can see the discomfort.
You've never seen a man cross his legs so quickly.
Right. So without getting too graphic, since it's morning television, like, how did the injury occur?
So we were having sex, and we were in what medical professionals call doggy style. And that is true. That is a medical term. And you know, it was a bit of a freak accident. You know, it was a combination of different things, but I had come out, and when I went to go back in, just missed a little bit, and
I apologize, but you know you wanted to know, all right? So you wanted to know, so now we know.
Now we know.
Okay, so it was immediately apparent to you.
Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind what had happened. You know, like, I think that in everyone, for the most part, has had an experience or a scare where, like, in the tiniest part of their brain, they're like, was I almost, but then it's, you know, you have a little bend, but it's okay. I knew that when this happened, immediately.
Was there a big bend?
There was. How much time we got? There was enough of a situation.
Okay.
And it only,
like a hockey stick.
It got much worse. I will tell you this much. I looked at the pictures, not that I took too many pictures, but I did myself the service of taking a picture as I was sitting there contemplating my life, and that picture was pretty bad. Then the doctor took a picture to send to the other doctor. Not as like a, check this out, as like a, I need your help, dude.
Yeah, never a good sign.
Yeah.
All right, so what happened? Did he get a little cast? What happened? That's next.
Just to be clear.
Damn right. And we are back now with the very brave Ross Asdourian, who almost 4 years ago suffered a serious injury during a night of intimacy, all detailed in his book, Broken Bananah. Now, I do want to say that your doctor, Dr. Rajveer Purohit, is here. Doc, great to see you. Can you just give us, what was the diagnosis?
So what Ross had was a penile fracture and a complete disruption of his urethra. So the 2 cylinders that give him erections, the 2 cylinders that give him erections were broken in half, and his urethra was torn completely in half.
Very, very rare.
Very rare. You'll see it once or twice every decade or so. The penile fractures are not that rare, but the disruption of the urethra, where the urethra is cut in half, is
Can I
very
ask you
rare.
what the men out there need to know? Is there like a tip, so to speak? Sincerely.
Well, there's a few things. If you feel pain with sex, if you hear a sudden pop when you have sex, if you suddenly lose your erection and there's a lot of bruising, I wouldn't wait. I'd go immediately to the emergency
That was the key,
room.
that Ross went to he called 911 and took the ambulance to the hospital immediately.
Yeah.
So then, was there a cast? Like, was there a sling? What was there?
Well, I had a catheter in, which is what, my miracle doctor here had put the 2 pieces of my urethra back together, and then the catheter, which, to be fair, I didn't even know I was going to get one, and I woke up and there was kind of a bag on my leg with some yellow water and a tube going under these sheets, and I was like, what? Oh. That's how I'm going to pee now. And so I had a catheter in originally it was supposed to be 2 weeks, but I hadn't completely healed, so when they did more tests on me, they had to put it back in for another 2 weeks.
Always the joy.
Yeah.
When you healed up the first time back in the saddle, had to be a little scary.
Yeah. Well, most of my sexual encounters are pretty scary, but this one in particular... was a I called it a re-entry, into the atmosphere. Super, the most sweet lovemaking I've ever made in my life.
Gentle.
Just, I didn't finish. She never finishes, so that wasn't a problem. And I rolled over, and I was just in my head with we did this, we're back.
And you're good now.
I'm good now. Would not be laughing about it if I wasn't good now.
Oh, my God. So Ross, actually, I should tell you, he worked at NBC when this happened.
This is true.
He told his boss, who is here, actually, Ryan, that he fell off a bike, but he has come clean now. And we got to leave it at that. Ross, all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.